But yeah, that like just going out to bars and hooking up with girls recklessly with like good intentions in mind. But that was just like not the right place to look for like good intentions, I guess. Like thinking back now, that porn and massages. Massages is definitely the worst of the three. Like it got to a point where basically I realized that going to the bar because of how much I made, and like how much time I would spend at the bar, and then I would get a good idea of like the odds, like what were my regular odds if I went out and how much I would spend if I like brought a girl back or not. I got a good idea of like basically how much I would spend each time I brought a girl back, and then it just made more sense to me because it was so much work for me because um, I don't know, unless me and certain girls really hit it off, like certain times I would meet or go on dates with girls who were, you know, like cute face, fun to hang out with, had stuff in common with me, and obviously like great body and could. Like, I need a girl to be fit in order for me to get off because I don't. I guess I don't have sex. I mean, I didn't even at that time because I would only be having sex when I would go out to bars and be drunk, and like there were only so many girls that I hit it off with where we both wanted to, I guess, do it again, and it was good. Where like I guess I really didn't have sex as much as like most people that have sex are or my ADHD. I'm not really sure. There's a lot of factors why I last as long as I do, but I last way longer than girls are used to, like way fucking longer, and that's always like been a problem for me. I mean, not a problem, but it's a problem, and then it's not a problem, and then it's awesome when I find girls that are freaks. um, and bring a lot to the table. But like that needle in a haystack, like finding all those things, so much work. And then what I realized was I'd rather just go to like go get weed, go get some alcohol, mix two a little bit, and then go get a massage on a Friday night with like some bomb ass food. And that was a way better fucking weekend night than going out to the bars. Like that just became a no brainer for me because for like what I bring to the table, because guys that look like me that are like they don't bring all the things I bring to the table. So the amount of work that I had to put in to go to the bar to meet girls and bring them back was so irritable and fucking frustrating to me, especially when I was making as much as I was, and like meeting girls that would either just not. I just realized it wasn't going to be long term, or they would like try to. They didn't realize what they had, and they would take advantage of it. And then I would be like, "Fuck this! I'm only getting better, bitch. See ya." And there was all that shit, and then just going to get massages. It was just one of the. It just made sense from like a time and money standpoint, and it was like my logic of reasoning. Although, and just like the fact that I hadn't met a woman where my relationship was like longer than a month. And on top of that, like dealing with all, like I was getting massages with when I had PTSD, and I was dealing with like basically realizing like a lot of my friends that I knew were probably whatever like different or like whatever different than me, but I never like, and this is why I don't give a shit as much about people because like I always had respect for people who were different than me. And I had too much respect for people that were different than me, like way more than they had for people that are different than them, or like they were just hopeful that I was like them, but I wasn't. And I was just always hopeful that I was going to be like them, and I never was. And then when it came down to it, where I guess their urges got the best of them, and they would bring up topics I didn't fucking like, or like didn't give a shit about. Like they would just like try to like play like they so they didn't know, like, or whatever. Like maybe I'd be like them one day. Like nah, I don't think so. Not the way my brain's worked my whole life, and like what I've thought about my whole life. Like nah, I don't think so. And like just getting all that disrespect, and then having the PTSD to go along with it, I was just like, fuck it, like I deserve massage. Like I deserve the massage world, and I just like full front, and like the rabbit holes of the witches that I met between like meeting girls on the apps and the bars, and that led me down a witch rabbit hole. And then I'm sure a lot of those girls that work at those massage places are also witches. Like those two rabbit holes, like it just gave me like really bad karma. And then like the van stuff. I mean, basically the karma's in my face. Like Snapchat. Like when I started using Snapchat, even there were probably girls I interacted with on it that way, which is not even realize. But like Snapchat became a huge witch rabbit hole. Like that's all it became. Like, and like and Instagram too. Both of those are huge, but I don't really use Instagram that much, so I know for a fact. I know both of them are witch rabbit holes, but I know Snapchat is a huge witch rabbit hole, and I don't know about Instagram. I'm assuming it's the same. Like all that stuff just pulled me into this like shitty rabbit hole where it had at first, I like realized stuff that's going on, and then like more and more stuff I'm realizing like what I'm dealing with and what's in my face, and like what is actually, and still like I still don't understand things all the way. Like I understand bits and pieces, and then like I learn new things, and then my mindset about how I understand things kind of shifts when I learn new things sometimes. And just like dealing with all of that. But like understanding that the actions that I had, my actions, like these actions of meeting women recklessly, getting massages recklessly, like using my spiritual energy and my seed recklessly, brought me down this reckless, poor karma rabbit hole. And now I'm at the point where like I've identified enough of it and battled enough of it and kept my karma good by keeping my spiritual energy to myself in my travels. I mean, there hasn't been an opportunity even like, I mean, at the same time, like the opportunity that would present itself as something that I would actually like consider is so selective and specific for my situation that like, and there's just not, like girls don't go around independently like the way that I do, because they can't just kick the shit out of a guy that's like twice. Like I can kick the shit out of somebody twice my size in most cases. And people laugh like, yeah, you married some guy that I can kick the shit out of most likely. Like I always hate that shit. Like he's my husband. He's the biggest, strongest man in the world. I don't know. My dad was pretty big and strong, and I started fucking beating the shit out of him, and I wasn't even nearly as big as I am now. He was a lot bigger than me and went a lot more than me. My pain tolerance, my explosiveness, my power for my size, all those things. Like he had bad hips, but like he did karate for like the longest time, and he was, he's big. He's known to, when he played sports with people, he's known for being like a bruiser. And I was bruising him at like 100 pounds less than him. And like anytime, my pain tolerance is a huge freaking edge that I have. Like it's huge. And basically it makes me superhuman. Yeah, like girls don't go around like like traveling away. Like there's no girl that's gonna match with me in my situation because it's too dangerous. Like it's way too dangerous for a girl to be in my situation to be able to like work with what I've just the way things are, the way that they are. So makes more sense to focus on my business.